That was good. Hey, welcome back to the apartment. This is Real Boring Flips, and I'm your host, Kevin. And it's been another couple of weeks since my last video, so trying to make up ground. We were out of town for about a whole week and had a great time away, and we're back now. And I want to share a bunch of stuff that came in over the last, I'd say, last 3 weeks time. Great stuff, mostly from Goodwills, different Goodwills, a little bit from an estate sale, and a surprise thrifting item. But before we start that, I want to show you what I'm enjoying, and I've been excited to enjoy this because I've been in search of this item. We finally found it at a Ross store. I've had other flavors of this, but this is blood orange hop water. And it says it's sparkling hop water with aptogens and nootropics. I'm not exactly sure what either of those things are, but I've had other flavors of hop water, so I'm excited to see how this tastes. I'm sure it's going to be good. And it does, has a great blood orange taste, so excellent. So I'm going to enjoy that while we talk. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I have sitting here, and then on screen I'll put some comps, what I expect to get. But a lot of this stuff is really surprising, was really surprising for me when I picked it up, and so I'm excited to share this stuff. I might have a few things that I don't have sitting here, so I'll just show those on screen when we get to that part. But this is some great stuff. I just want to dive into this. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you again for watching, for subscribing, for commenting, liking videos, and sharing videos with people that you think might enjoy this. That has been really encouraging for me as I try to build this channel. And so I just want to say thank you for that. So please keep that up. I say this every time, but I work on the value for value model. So hopefully I'm giving you some value with these videos, and in return, you're giving me great value with subscribing, liking, watching, sharing, commenting, all that stuff. So thank you again. So let's get right into it. We'll just start right off. No particular order, but I'm going to go through some stuff. So I always look for Lemax, and I hadn't seen one of these before, but it's not new, although I probably could sell it as new because it looks new. It's in the packaging, has the instructions. Really nice little display fireworks. This one's red. There's different colors, but I only paid a couple of dollars for this. I guess I took this price tag off. I only paid a few dollars for this, and it had sat around for a while, so I was excited to grab something off the shelf at Goodwill that had just been sitting for quite a while. So there's a nice item. Another thing I look for pretty regularly are these, I would call them healing cards or spiritual cards. This one's called Oracle of Emanations. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing to be selling, but I paid $5 for this. It's in basically new condition. The book doesn't look like it had ever been folded, and you've got all these crazy cards that people like to have, I guess. So that was only $5. That should bring 20, 25, and those sell pretty quickly. These came the other day in a new cart that came out. I was up in the air about buying these because they were a little expensive. I thought $8, but I do have a couple of Nintendo consoles that I don't have guns for, so it'd be nice to put these in. I could either put these together with some Duck Hunt game, or maybe even split these up in one of each of the consoles I have. But these were in such good condition, I didn't want to pass those up. So if you watch my channel, you know I look through the bags of toys constantly, and this one struck me because I felt like I knew what it was, but I wasn't sure, and so took a photo, scanned a couple of the different figures in here, and these are Plants vs. Zombies little PVC figures, and they go for good money. I paid $10 for the bag, but this should bring close to $50, and it looks like they sell pretty well. I think there's about 40 figures in here, and by some of the comps you'll see, I should do pretty well on those. So here's an item. I've been watching this for a while, and I don't normally buy these, but this one was sealed. They had another one that someone had busted open, and I could tell it was used. So I was a little nervous that this one might be used, although the tape looked to be the original factory tape. So I put this sticker on here and I videotaped myself opening it up so I could confirm the contents, and sure enough, it had been used. So a little bummed about that. I got it on a half off day, so I only paid about $4 for it. So I should still get my money back at least, but I should at least double, maybe triple that. It is in nice condition and in the box. So I always have to balance whether I want to buy something like this based on condition when it's sealed. So I waited for that one to go on sale. These two games I got recently. I think, yeah, Clue was $6. Life was $5. They're both in really nice condition. And I was actually surprised the value of these wooden case bookshelf games. They do really well, and these are really nice condition inside and outside. We actually have a bunch of these ourselves, and so as we're kind of looking at maybe downsizing some things, I actually looked at the ones we have to see would it be worth just selling those as well. So I might end up doing that. I think we have both of these already. But those are nice pickups if you can get them cheap enough, and I felt like I got them cheap enough. So here's a thing I wouldn't have bought, but I felt like even if I didn't end up selling this, I have someone in my house who likes Legos, and these are a bunch of sets of the micro Legos, but I don't think they're actually Legos. I think they're like a Chinese knockoff, because nowhere in here does it say Legos. They just look like Legos. So that was probably a not a good purchase for resale, but they'll still get used, and I'm still trying to figure out what they are. They sure look like Legos, just tiny versions. So if you know what these are, I have seen knockoff micro Lego sets. I just don't know if they're all from the same Chinese company or if there's an actual brand name. I paid $10 for that. It'll still get used. So I pick these up anytime I can. This came from an estate sale. This estate sale was actually pretty nice. They had an Apple IIe and like a Macintosh Performa or something, both in the same lot. I bid heavily on that. It got to the point where it was above what I thought they would be worth in an unknown condition, so I passed on that. But I did get a whole set of dishes for, I forget how much I actually paid for the whole set. There's a couple other dishes that are worth reselling, but this was what I was after. These sell for great money, and just so you can see, this is a $42.65. There's no trivet inside, but the inside condition is great, and it's flat. It sits flat on the stove. Sometimes these things get a wobble. Really nice condition. I'll do very well for this. I think I paid almost, maybe up to $50 for everything on that lot. So I typically don't buy tennis rackets, but I saw this one sitting by itself, not in the case. And I don't know if eBay meant to do this, but the racket, which this is the racket for this case, the racket was priced separately from the case, but when I went up there, they just charged me the price that was on the case, and which was $6. So this is a nice Wilson. It's a Wilson. A nice, sorry, no, Prince, but made by Wilson, I guess. I don't know how they do that. Really nice condition. I don't think it's ever been used. There's no bash marks on the end, and the only thing that you could tell is there's a little bit of discoloration on the grip, but the grip's nice. And the comps on this look like should get close to $50 plus shipping for this. Really nice condition. I sell these every so often if they're about that, if I can get them cheap enough and they're worth about that much. They're kind of a pain to ship because no matter what you do, you end up with a bigger box than really you want when you're shipping. So let me show you the item, the curious item. I've shown you a few items recently that were happenstance items that I got. The Toomey bag that I found up the street from us on the corner where people drop stuff off for free. This item actually came from my future daughter-in-law, and I am not going to keep this money. I'm going to give this back to her when I sell this, but it was just a purse that she no longer wanted to use, and she might have put it up on the corner, I'm not sure. But this is a Louis Vuitton bag, it's a genuine Louis Vuitton bag. And the comps, when I first looked, there's quite a range of comps. I think at least a couple $100 is where I should end up with this. It doesn't have much wear at all, but there is a tiny bit of wear at the base. So I'll do very detailed photographs inside and out, but really nice condition, and that money will not go to me. So that'll go to her. She's actually the one that got me this great t-shirt that I wore in my last video. So I wanted to show that off. Okay, let me grab a couple more things. Actually, I got a whole stream of things here, so let me move some things around. Okay, so you've heard me say I no longer sell the motors from things like food processors or juicers. And no sooner that I said that than I got a whole stream of juicers, food processors, blenders that have that the motors have great resale value. So 3 of these have great resale value. I might not resell the motor on one of these, but I did pay up a little bit for one of these, but it was the comps are surprisingly great for the motor. So, and this one is a Ninja. This looks like every other Ninja you see out there, but this one actually has it's a special motor base, and I'll tell you the model number. This is, if I can read it here, this is a CT680 SS, this one, particular one. But these motors, the comps are great, and then of course the bowl with the lid, with the blade, with the pusher. This is actually a 2-part pusher because you can then take that part out. I paid $25 for this. I should get $50 for the motor, and then I could part this out into pieces as well and get another $50. This one is a little dirty. I've got to do quite a bit of cleaning on it, which is disappointing, but it was one of those items that I felt like it was okay to spend that money because the sell-through rate is really good on those. So these next 2, these are both Cuisinart food processors. I've got both of these at my local Goodwill, which I've almost abandoned because they never have anything good and their prices are always terrible. This one is the Cuisinart, and it looked newer. That's what drew my attention. This was only $10 and really clean looking. In fact, the blade still has plastic wrap on it. It's only got the one blade, so no other pieces. This is the, boy, it's so hard to read these things. It's called the Custom 14, but the model is DFP-14BCN. I think it even says something else, type 33. The comps on the motor were about $40 to $50 by itself. Plus, you always part these out, bowl, lid, pusher, mechanism, probably another $60 to $70 just in those parts. So excellent pickup there. $10, I was just super surprised. And then this one was also $10. This is a smaller Cuisinart food processor. I'm tempted to keep this one because the blade is riveted, so I can't even sell the blade. But I have a bunch of the riveted blades that I can't sell that would fit this. And we kind of would like to have just a small food processor that we can use on occasion. And so I might end up keeping this one, but I could sell the bowl, lid, and pusher for about $40 to $50. And then the motor itself, probably another $15. So really good for that. For $10, it's definitely worth it. I don't even remember. I think these had even been sitting out for a while too. So this juicer, this is the Omega Juicer 1000. What drew my attention was the fact that it was a stainless steel bowl. I hadn't seen one of these before. This one also needs a little bit of cleaning. And I paid $13 for it, but guess what? It was $2 day that day. So I only paid $2 for this. Crazy comps. I will probably just clean this all up and sell it all in one because these do have a pretty good sell-through rate for the entire juicer. And it's complete. It's got the pusher, the blade's really nice, and it's really nice. I mean, I plugged it in and tested it as well. But for $2, you just can't beat that on this kind of stuff. So let's get some more stuff up here. Get these out of here. Let's see. Where's the other stuff? Oh, yeah, there's that. Here's that. So these next couple of items, actually, let me get a little sip here. Really good hot water. So these next couple of items, some of these came from an estate sale I went to. So I had a, this estate sale was up in West Seattle, which I'd been up there a few different times on Sundays. Unfortunately, on Sundays, the store up in Seattle that I want to go to is closed. So this pickup was on a Saturday, so I was able to do a bunch of stuff that day. I hit the big Seattle Goodwill. I hit the RePC in Seattle, the big store downtown. And then I got some great stuff at this estate sale that was near the estate sale I had my pickup at. So I was able to do a double deal there. But I got some great stuff at the Value Village, the Goodwill, and the estate sale. So I'm going to run through that with you. So here's the first item. I'm a little disappointed in this that it's actually not complete, but I only paid $6 for it. It's unused, but it's missing one of the boards of plain pieces. And this wasn't a huge, the comp on this wasn't awesome, but I only noticed it because it was GMT games, and I just got all those magazines, those gaming magazines, and I kept seeing GMT games. So I thought this would be a great pickup. I should still get some money for it, even though it's incomplete, but it's not a huge winner. But I was excited to find it. This giant Goodwill in Seattle. They have a huge array of games and puzzles, but they're too deep. So you actually have to move stuff out of the way to see what's behind it. And I just happened to recognize this on the shelf. So I grabbed it. I thought it was complete at the time. So at the Value Village, now I blame Wick from, what's his, Flippin' Junk. I think that's his channel. I blame him for this because I've seen him talk about these electronic battleship games. Now, this was $3.50. The box has a little bit of wear to it, but the games are in nice condition, working. And the comps were, I mean, I just couldn't believe it, what the comps for this would be. So for $3.50, it was definitely worth it. So thanks, Wick. So at that same Value Village, now I almost never even pick these up to look at them, but this one was sealed and I thought I would at least check it. And this is a CF232A for a 32A black inkjet toner. $4 sealed. The comps are really nice on that as well, and that should sell quickly. I only look at toner if it's brand name, HP or Brother specifically, but there were a couple other HP toners that were no good. That one was really good. At this estate sale I went to, and this was the happenstance one, this guy had a lot of varied interests. I found this box, and I knew I've sold other older Windows operating systems. This is actually a 3-pack. So there's 3 Windows XP sets in here for XP Pro. They are upgrades, so I'm not exactly sure how that works if I was to try to load this without something already on there. We'll figure that out, but nice boxed 3-pack, so it's got all the serial numbers for each set. So I think I paid $10 for that. So we'll see how I do. If not, I guess I've got those. So at the Value Village, I also found this Rawlings glove, and it was really hard to read. The model number was just very difficult to decipher in the store. I can see it clearly now. But yeah, again, comp's really great, $4.50. This is a nice mitt. I look for first baseman mitts like this. They seem to do well over the just average mitt. And this one's nice condition too, so, and a nice size. So tell me if you know what this is.
And now Pizza Hut has a special offer for you and your family. When you enjoy your favorite pizza from Pizza Hut, you can get one of 2 new Land Before Time dinosaur puppets. Spunky Little Petrie for 99 cents. Or Mighty Shark Tooth for $1.49. Supplies are limited, but you can get yours from Pizza Hut before they become extinct.
Now, when I actually was engaged to my wife, I worked at a pizza place. I was a pizza deliverer. My wife actually worked at a competing Pizza Hut as a delivery driver. These were Land Before Time. This is Sharp Tooth. These were the Pizza Hut giveaways. At one time we had a complete set, and it's over time we must have given them away, but I saw this on the shelf. It was $2.50. I knew it was worth something, and I was going to get it either way. But yeah, the comps, this I should get about 20 bucks for this plus shipping. So Sharp Tooth, nice job. So a couple more things at the estate sale. First, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't have the mount for it, but this is a Chicago Air Guide compass. So you would mount this on your boat or something. And I haven't tried to plug it in to see if the light works, but we'll see what I can get for this. I think I paid $2 for it at the estate sale. So I've sold other compasses similar to this, so this was worth picking up for that price. I got a really nice Canon. Take it out of the bag. I paid $10 for this. Really nice Canon solid state camcorder. And the reason I was not afraid to pay $10 for this was because I saw HD on it. And I've sold many of these HD camcorders, either Samsung, Sony, Panasonic, Canon. Really nice, has everything in it, and nice condition. So I should probably get about $100 for this. I'll put a comp up, but I know that's about what I get for ones like this. And it's in nice condition. So I got a couple of books at this estate sale too. The first one was it was unique, and there was no comps for it, but it was unique enough that I thought it would be worth getting. I think she ended up charging me $5 for it, which I didn't want to pay $5. I think it was supposed to be like $3, but it's in nice condition, so we'll see on that. The Cartoon History of the Universe. And then I do always look for car repair manuals. And they had a couple of these. This was the 25th anniversary edition. It was $5. They had another one that was marked 10. I'm not sure why. This was an odd estate sale with pricing, but nice condition. Comps aren't super great, but for $5 that was worth it. So let me grab a few more things here. So some of these were blind picks. I wasn't able to try to get a real comp. Some of them I did. This is a Sony CyberShot. Now this model is the DSC S550. Now normally I would look at this and go, well, it's much older, can't be worth much. I paid $15 for this, which is probably as much as I would be willing to pay. Really nice condition. What I like about these, and I've talked about this on other videos, is these take AA batteries, so no weird battery charger or battery. Got a tiny bit of battery corrosion that I'll clean up with a little vinegar and put a memory card in there and test. But this was, what I say, $15. I should get, they pretty much all sell for about $50. So I'll jazz it up with a few accessories. But that should go for $50. That's a good pickup. Now, this was kind of a funny pickup. I might end up keeping these. We have a little pup who, he's a little Boston Terrier, and I think these would be just perfect for him. They're these little doggy shoes, and I think these are about the right size for him. But I only paid $6 for them. I could probably get double that if I sold them. They're really nice condition. They don't look used, and they're in the package. So that was kind of a fun pickup just for that. So I think on one of my other videos I talked about all the Fortnite stuff that I got recently. I got a huge bag of Fortnite pieces and figures, and then I also had some Fortnite figures. So I'm going to add these to that set, many more building pieces and several more figures, and I'll just keep adding to my listing that I already have. But this I paid $10 for. I think it will dramatically increase the value of my lot that I already have out there, because there's several figures in here and a lot of pieces. So I always keep an eye out for stuff that I can bundle with something I've already got. So this, I was a little bit on the fence about this because I paid $15 for it. I probably paid too much, but it looks like it's 2 sets of this. There are 2 of these Blitz. I think they're both, yeah, Blitz Wing. So this is Transformer Legacy Blitz Wings, 2 of them, and I'll have to make sure, but it looks like they're complete. A lot of pieces in there. So the comps are favorable enough. So even at 15, I think I'll do okay with those 2 items. This was one of the last items I grabbed today. I just could not get this. I love these Radica little handheld electronic games. Never seen this one before, but it looks to be in good shape. I got to put batteries in this thing, but I only paid $7 for it. Excited. I didn't even comp this, so I'll put a comp up on the screen. It'll surprise us both. But I love this kind of stuff. I've got a bunch of these myself somewhere that I probably should just sell, but never saw that one before. This is Fish or Man Bass Fishing. So fun games. So here's another thing I was a little bit on the fence about. I paid $6 for it, but I thought it had the potential. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dice Monsters. So in here is the game, but there's all these little figures. There's the dice and the cards. And the comps I was looking at, certain figures are pretty valuable. So we'll have to see which ones I have. It'll be kind of a surprise. But this stuff always seems to call to me when I see these bags. This was $6. I think I'll do okay with that. So this came yesterday, in yesterday's visit, and I hung around for quite a while. This is a Yaesu ham radio handy talkie, but it's a digital GPS radio. The comps were incredible. Now, I don't have the battery charger. I can get one of those. I can get an actual Yaesu battery charger for about $25 shipped, which I may end up doing. I do have a battery, so hopefully this battery works. Doesn't appear to have any weirdness to it, but there are other ways to charge this. I paid $8 for this. The comps are incredible, so I'm hoping this works. I'm just going to assume it does. I went back today looking for the battery charger, hoping it would arrive, because I did find several ham radio items. This was the only one that was worth buying, but an incredible find. So if you're not familiar with Yaesu, they make a lot of ham radio equipment, but to find a digital GPS handy talkie, now I'll give you the model number on this one. It's a FT1DR. Now it's not the latest model of this type of handy talkie, but really great comps on that. So who doesn't want a little McDonald's Play School toy? I couldn't not get this at $10. I thought this has got to be worth it. Now this is another item. I went back today looking for more parts because I did get a lot of stuff. I got the sign, I got the picnic table, the little toy, I got some food trays. I didn't get the people or the little cars. So I was really hoping to find those when I went back today. Did not find them, but still, this is still, I'll probably still get $30, $35 depending on how I do this. I may split all these pieces up and sell them individually and then just sell, because this is really nice condition too, and it makes a little sounds. So I can't pass up stuff like this vintage Play School stuff, McDonald's stuff, really fun. Okay, so I've been doing so great with these kind of board games. This one popped up. This was $8, really nice condition. I haven't counted everything yet, so I haven't actually listed this. But I love these Axis and Allies, and this, I hadn't seen this version. This is a D-Day, the D-Day version. I've got a bunch of other versions. Had never seen the D-Day version, so that was excellent. So I didn't even comp this. I just bought it because I thought it was cool. It's a Dodge Viper, a Maisto. I think this was a Maisto, yeah. A Maisto Dodge Viper. The only issue is the steering arm has broken, but the wheels are still on and they still have their suspension. And it's in pretty good shape. It's dusty, so I can tell it's sat on a shelf somewhere. But nice condition. The mirrors are there, a little scuff on the mirror, but someone will want this. I paid $8, so I probably could double my money, maybe. But Dodge Viper, that's pretty cool. Okay, you heard me talk about my episode when I was sick and having to go through and count and sort all these darn connects. Well, I couldn't help it. I got another huge tote of connects. Now, what made me decide to get this is I have a very little bit of the micro or mini connects that was part of my other connect set. This is loaded with the mini or micro, whichever it is, connects. So there is some regular size in here too, which I will probably just throw off to the side for now. Looks like there's some Legos in here too. So I'm going to sort out all the minis, add that to my mini lot already. And I paid, gosh, I can't even talk, $13 for this. But now I have a little tote that I can also use. And I should get, I'm estimating probably $30 for the connects themselves. So I just can't seem to pass up this stuff. Okay, we got a few more things that came in. Some of these came in today. So normally I would just walk by this kind of stuff, just junky plastic tanks. But for some reason, this one just looked cool enough that I wanted to pick it up. I scanned it, took a photo of it, and searched Google, and could not believe the comps on this. I paid $7 for this. It's in really nice shape. I got to put new batteries in it to test the electronic sounds. But nothing appears broken, and the tracks are on good. So don't forget about this stuff when you're walking through the store. Now, it will be a pain in the butt to ship, but incredible comps for something like that. Who would have thought? So I got a couple more board games today, and I was a little bit on the fence with this one because the comps weren't super great until I opened it up and realized it was completely brand new inside. Everything is still sealed, and all the parts are still on their punch cards, and all the characters are still here. I paid a little bit for it, $13, but in new condition, the comps were pretty good. Used condition, not so great. And like I have been saying, the special versions of like Monopoly or Risk or Clue, I always got to check, got to look them up. And this World of Warcraft is really good. The game is used, but it's in nice condition. Everything's in there. All the pieces are there. Just a tiny bit of box wear here. But this game was only marked $5. So you can see by the comps, I'll do great on that as well. Okay, we got two more items. These are some of the more expensive items that I got recently. This one today, the last one I'm going to show you was from yesterday. And so I really have to think about buying stuff like this. Now, I have a lot of Sonos stuff in the house, and we've had houses before that had a lot of built-in Sonos, which is really fun, really nice. We enjoy it. And I had not seen the IKEA Sonos speakers. No, this is the IKEA Sonos bookcase or bookshelf speaker. This model is the E1801. Now I paid up for it. I paid $40 for this. It's got a little bit of dirt, but this will clean up pretty well. And I, of course, will test it. But the comps, these all sell for $90 to $100, and they sell. And the white ones, I didn't see a lot of the white ones, so hopefully that means these are a little more desirable. But I'll get this cleaned up, tested, and who knows, we might end up just keeping that. But $40 for a Sonos speaker, that's pretty good. Okay, so the last item really shocked me, really surprised me. It came out on a cart, and I just took it right out of the, actually, I told the lady, I said, I'm going to take that and I'll put it on the shelf if I don't buy it. It's a Cambridge CD player. Who cares about CD players? Cambridge AXC35, and I'll show you the comps. I paid $15 for it, and I've already tested it. It works great. I've got to do just a little bit of cleanup. It doesn't look like it has any real scuffs, just a little bit of dust and dirt. But I had no idea that just a regular old, I guess it's not a regular, it's a gapless CD player. I don't even know what that means yet. I got to figure that out. But I was so shocked when I saw the comps for these. So that just tells me I've been looking at just the regular old DVD players for any of the special versions, like the Nuons or anything like that. But I just assumed if I saw Cambridge, it was the new Cambridge, it doesn't mean anything, but apparently this is the older Cambridge, and the comps are great, and I should do really well with that. So really been happy with all this stuff that's come in. I'll add in, I don't even know if I have any other things that I've already processed, but if I do, I'll add those in a just on a screen shots. But really happy with everything that's come in lately. Sales are going great. I left my store on for the week that we were gone, and I've been getting great amount of sales. Even had some sales while we were gone. Great stuff moving, and I was really surprised how much stuff I've gotten, especially after my last video where I talked about trying to sell stuff that we already have. I've been selling a lot of stuff we already have, but I'm not going to pass up great stuff that I can get right in front of me. So excellent stuff here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you again for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't, please do that. That really helps me. And then liking the videos and sharing with your friends and sending comments. I love interacting, so please do that. Yes, I am wearing a mic right here, but I'm also wearing a heart monitor. This is something I have to wear for a couple of weeks. I mentioned on my last video some health issues. This is just tracking what's going on. So if you're wondering what that bump is, everything's getting taken care of, so no worries there. But thank you again, and as I always say, join me again next time.